Hey there, man, you good? Saw you on the trail, so I had to have you come stop by. Yeah? Well, since you here, I guess we could talk a little. They call me Texas Ranger Texas. I'm part of a clan known as OTKAnime. You know, we're a little famous around these parts. You ain't heard of us? Never mind then. We'll talk about that later. But since you here, let's talk about a little story. I got something to tell y'all called Webtoons. So me and the boys at Otaku take extensive, exquisite notes. I research information, names, and everything else right here for my script. And ain't nothing gonna, whoa! Oh, sorry, that was my notes. My notes. I spent months. Oh, stop the camera. Stop. Oh. Sorry you had to see that part of me. You know, sometimes it happens like that, but that's okay. That's okay. So instead of the long story I was gonna give you, we can just go with the little short one. We can just go with the little short one. You okay with that? I'm okay with that. Okay, good. Good. Today, we're gonna talk about something called Webtoons. And it's gonna be good.
Fasten your seatbelts. It's going to be a bumpy night.
Now forget about any other comic reading app. I don't care about YouTube. I don't care about Instagram. Forget your bookstore. Forget Manga Zone. Webtoons is lit. L-I-T. Sorry, you know, it gets a little stuffy. Gets a little stuffy in these parts with all this smoke. So, as I was saying, Webtoons was created in a good old secondary Asian place that everyone loves, Korea. Pause. Home of mukbang. Sorry about all that smoke earlier. I know it was getting in your eye because it was getting in both of mine. So I just had to light a bigger fire above us. Now we can get back to it. Webtoons was started in 2014. Instead of manga, we're in Korea now. Remember that. So with manhwa. There it is. Manhwa. You know what? It's just a little different. Okay? And you just gotta go with it. Korea does Korea things. It's okay. Besides the point, we are now in Korea land and we are talking about Webtoons. What Webtoons is, if I had to equate anything, Webtoons is the SoundCloud of comics. Everybody can get on, good, bad, worse, amazing. You got your pick. We got slice of life, we got action, we got comedy, we even have NSFW, but it's all for the entertainment of the reader. And that's what makes Webtoons so amazing. People are not using studios or all these giant budgets and 8 million different writers. It is my favorite Webtoon is written and illustrated by one dude. And my favorite is the one of the greatest. Now, I know you might have heard of it because of Crunchyroll, and it's anime adaptation. Oh, sorry there, man. I get a little emotional about it. Top 10 fights, top 0 hype. It ruined it. But that's besides the point. It is good stuff on Webtoons. And because it gets so many varied things, you can make your Webtoons experience personally yours. With this million of categories, it's like finding a needle, not in a haystack, but in a needle stack. you know, boy. Woo! Get it done right there. That was good. But that's beside the point. When you are on Webtoons or an app like that, where anybody can create, it gives the ultimate freedom to anything you need. And honestly, in artistic expression, that is what you look for. No more curated by other people. There's no higher power trying to choose what you read. You get it all. As I stated before, there's so many famous ones that you can find. God of High School, Tower of God, the one where there's another God, like God, but it makes it like little comedy thing, and he's like making things like, oh, this is what I'm gonna make humans. All that type of stuff. The one that got me hooked, it was in 2016, 2017. I love this slice of life that was just about people who train. Nothing special, no superpowers, not even crazy. It just gave them their life. They better shut it down, boy. Sorry. Wildlife has all type of creatures out here. You just gotta deal with it when it happens, okay? So, when you are dealing with Webtoons like that, my favorite was that slice of life I was mentioning. And boy, when I tell you I'll read every chapter, every week, it had me hooked. And so many other stories just like it. I don't know if you heard of the gamer, the boxer as well. Yaplaw, if you're on Instagram, he has stuff on Webtoons as well. So many things. And that to me is just so beautiful. Sadly, it's not bigger everywhere, but maybe that's what keeps it special. Since even though it's big in Korea, of course, across the states, a lot. If you're a comic creator, you definitely know about it. But I feel like it doesn't get the recognition that it definitely deserves. It has brought so many people to higher acclaim and mainstream status that it is opening doors for so many small-time lives. And without it, we wouldn't even heard of them. As Crunchyroll started taking some of the Webtoons and adapting them into anime, it just started creating their name even bigger. Of course, I mentioned God of High School, but another classic on there was Tower of God. I guess a lot of people just love God in their cartoons, but it is great. They're constantly bringing them over and pushing them forward even farther. So, when we look at an entity that supplies creators with enough tools to just go, that is something that should be celebrated. Something that should be announced. Something that should be talked about even more. Because without systems like that, the censoring, the silencing, and just overall violence towards certain ideas would just be pushed and continually pushed the same. Marginalized towards certain groups or towards certain people that don't have an ability to get their voice out. When you have such a free-flowing app such as that, our free-flowing business model, just create and push, I think it's honestly beautiful. And if you can't appreciate beauty like that, well, boy, you came to the wrong campsite. Because here, we support non-government entities doing whatever they want for the name of business and freedom. Unless it's against my ideas, then we don't. But for this, 100% do. Now, this might sound like an ad for Webtoons. It ain't. We're not sponsored by them. We're sponsored by
Raid Shadow Legends.
No, I'm kidding. No. We're a freedom entity. We just run on freedom and run on life. And that is what we'll continually push. Getting back to it. My personal story of Webtoons was since I read that slice of life, I gotta say, it's been the best thing I've ever had. So if you're looking for anything to read, if you're looking for anything to sink your teeth in with freedom, with so many options, with availability, quick access, I need you to get on Webtoons now, boy. And that's what the Texas Ranger says. Hold up. Hear that?
It's high noon.
Catch you later.